Snipe, snipe, Severus Snape, snipe, snipe, Severus Snape, snipe, snipe, Severus Snape, snipe, Severus Snape.
The Harry Potter movies are very dear to my heart. Along with Star Wars, Harry Potter is probably my second favorite movie franchise of all time, behind only The Lord of the Rings because those movies are fucking masterpieces. As many people can probably relate to, I've watched the Harry Potter movies more times than I can ever hope to remember. And ever since the new Harry Potter RPG leak, I've been hyped into an intense Harry Potter craze for like the 7 millionth time. Because of this, I've been thinking a lot lately about how awesome a Harry Potter TV show would be. I know we have the movies and I love them, but they do leave out a lot of the very good shit from the books. This will probably be the only time I'll ever admit to liking a book more than the movie, but in this case, I do. I absolutely adore the Harry Potter books, and all the little details in them, which the movies often fail to include. But don't get me wrong, I fully understand why the movies couldn't incorporate everything from the books. This is not a critique of the movies. I wouldn't want them to change. I just simply like more live-action Harry Potter media. Other than this fucking shit. And a TV show would be the perfect way to provide me and all the other fans with this. And that is why today, I'll be giving you all my reasons as to why a Harry Potter TV show is a great idea. However, I first want to address some of the negatives that could arise from creating a Harry Potter TV show, because just like with anything, there are some. The cast from the movies is fucking phenomenal. Except for a select few, I think all the actors were perfectly cast for their roles. I have a hard time imagining any other actor portraying Hermione, or Dumbledore, or Draco Malfoy, or Voldemort, or Snape, and no matter how well done the casting for this potential show is, it will never replace the original cast. However, even though the cast could never get better, it could be different and just as good. Byan Seeker makes incredible videos in which he recasts famous movie franchises, and he did a whole series on Harry Potter alone. So many of his choices would actually work very well to create a completely new live-action experience. If the potential casting directors for this show are even half as good as Byan here, then I think the role of casting would be in great hands. You should definitely check out his series, it's really fucking entertaining. But yes, the cast could be amazing, but it could also very easily fall flat, so let's hope that would never happen. The soundtrack for Harry Potter can probably never be topped, no matter how hard John Williams or anyone else tried to change it. I'd honestly just be happy with them just reusing the old music. That's fine by me. Another potential hindrance would be the budget, because it would require a Game of Thrones level of budget to even attempt a Harry Potter TV show. I mean, I'm sure Warner Brothers or another production company could manage that, but I still think it could cause problems. Last point is that nothing can ever replace the movies and the emotions and nostalgia we all feel towards them. I don't want this TV show to replace the movies, because nothing can do that. I grew up watching these movies, but rather a TV show could help flesh out the story even further. It would be a more accurate representation of the books, with simply just more time to bring this wonderful world to life in the way that J.K. Rowling had originally envisioned. So yes, even though the movies are untouchable in my opinion, I really want a Harry Potter TV show. So let's talk about why it would be such a phenomenal idea. So I'm going to start off with some of the general shit on how this series would function. So naturally, it would have 7 seasons, 1 for each book. Due to budget restrictions, there probably wouldn't be a shit ton of episodes per season. Like probably not 24, 45-minute long episodes, so there definitely wouldn't be an episode per chapter, because that's just unrealistic and unfeasible. But this wouldn't be bad at all. Most book chapters are very short in movie terms, because a movie doesn't need to describe the scenery, it just shows it to us. So yeah, I even think 10 episodes, each about an hour long, would be enough. I mean, I prefer more, but I'm pretty sure 10 hours is a lot more than 2.5 hours. There'd be so much more time to expand on everything the movies either left out completely or just glossed over. If you're not convinced yet just how much you need the show, then I'll go in depth with it right now. Let's start with talking about the characters, because the Harry Potter series is filled with so many vibrant and interesting characters. The characters are what makes this series worth reading, so let's get into it. Probably my biggest demand for a TV show is for Ginny to be done justice. Not only is she one of my favorite characters in the later books, but she's also incredibly important to Harry and his motivations, and they completely butchered her in the movies. In the books, Ginny's confident, outgoing, popular, quirky, brave, and so much more. And her and Harry are the fucking power couple of the school. Everyone knows about them and gossips about them. Ginny is fucking phenomenal in the books. Oh god, she's so awkward in the movies. She's not quirky. She looks like she's about to cry all the time, and her only sign of outgoingness is when she takes the prince's book from Harry. Oh wow, you're keeping his book away from him, how zany of you. It's not even Bonnie Wright's fault. It's a direction that's awful. She's written very poorly. I mean, it's simple to explain. It's a classic problem with adaptation. They had to sacrifice a lot of things when adapting these books, and I'm just heartbroken that Ginny was one of those things. Her character is just not done justice. And oh my god, don't even get me started on Ginny and Harry's relationship. Ginny! Every time they're on screen together, it's excruciatingly awkward, which isn't supposed to happen. Yes, in the early years, she's extremely awkward and shy around Harry, but all this changes in Order of the Phoenix when she gets with Michael Corner. Hermione tells her to open up a bit, and she does. And after this, their friendship blooms. Harry thinks she's really cool. Their first kiss in Half-Blood Prince after the Quidditch final is so sudden and so passionate and so hyped in front of the whole of Gryffindor. But in the movie, it's a freaking peck on the lips in seclusion. Harry and Ginny make out again in Deathly Hallows at the Burrow. It's filled with passion and lust and fear, and damn, why didn't they keep it in? Instead, they went for just another peck on the freaking lips, interrupted by George. I'm just sad at how little I enjoyed this relationship in the movies. And if they do go ahead and make a TV show, this would be my biggest want. But yes, that's just one example of a character that could have and should have been done so much more justice. There are of course other characters who could have been done a lot better in the movies as well. For example, Percy, who has this whole character arc of him forsaking everything he knows for success and power, even to the point where he shuns his own family for supporting Harry. As they're going against the Ministry, he finally sees his mistake at the end and joins the Battle of Hogwarts. And even though this arc is small and minute in terms of the overall story, which is naturally why they omitted it from the movies, I like to see it in a TV show because it adds more depth to the Weasleys and their family dynamics. The Marauders would also be really interesting to learn more about, because the bulk of their story was taken out of the movies. Since so many fanfictions and fan films have been made surrounding the Marauders, it's clear to see that they are very important to the fanbase. And therefore it's only natural that they have a bigger part in the TV show than they had in the movies. Along with the characters who could be fleshed out to even greater extents, there are some characters that were completely omitted from the story, like Ludo Bagman. He doesn't have the biggest role, but it's a fun one. He's a fun, bubbly character who seems harmless on the outside. By attempting to help Harry with the fucking hell. By attempting to help Harry with the By attempting to help Harry with the fuck me. By attempting to help Harry with the Triwizard Tournament and being a fucking legendary English Quidditch player. There we fucking go. But then we see the true sides of him, as he once accidentally leaked information to Voldemort. And he was a massive gambler who had to exile himself because he got into trouble with some goblins. He's not a massive character, but he brings so much intrigue to this world, along with so many other forgotten characters. Like, I could go on for many hours talking about Peeves, or Charlie, or the Gaunts, or Dennis Creevy. The list goes on and on. A TV show would simply be able to bring light to these very important, overlooked characters. So yes, the possible character fixes and additions are by far my biggest reason for wanting a Harry Potter TV show. But other than just the characters, there were whole storylines that were missing from the movies. Winky, the little female house elf who served the Crouch family, was such a big part of the whole Barty Crouch arc in Goblet of Fire. And her omission takes away most of Barty Crouch Sr.'s purpose in the movies. We don't even learn about the whole mother sacrificing herself for her son story that happens in the books. This whole arc just really added depth to the Goblet of Fire, and the mystery it provided is typical of these books. I love to see Winky on screen. But oh god, even bigger than that, we have Tom Riddle's backstory in Half-Blood Prince. And yes, I know we got some flashbacks in the movie, but not enough. We learn nothing about the Gaunts, and we don't learn anything about Voldemort killing his father's family. There are so many Harry and Dumbledore bonding moments that come along with this important information, and I wish these had been in the movies instead of all the excessive teen romance. Now don't get me wrong, I love the romance in the books. It's part of the reason why Half-Blood Prince is my favorite book. But in the books, romantic storylines are mainly sub-arcs, not the center point of the story like they are in the movie. I just feel like the movies switched it around and the series could help make up for this mistake. Besides the ones I just mentioned, there's still so many more omitted moments, like Remus and Nymphodoros' relationship, nearly headless Nyx's death day party, Spew, and Weasley as our king. There are just so many interesting storylines that the movie sadly kept out, and I understand why they had to do it, but it still saddens me because these books deserve to be seen in their fullest. Because even the things that I really like about the movies could have been more accurate to the books. Like for example, Hermione's character could have been a bit more flawed. Dumbledore could have been calmer in the fourth movie.
Aren't you put your name in a goblet of fire?
And Harry's hair could have been a frickin' mess, like it's supposed to be. I love the movies to death, and I wouldn't change them for the world, but seeing the story once more from a brand new angle would definitely tingle my Pringle. There's just so much wonder and mystery in the books that was left out of the movies, and I think the world deserves the full story. Let the next generations grow up with magic of their own. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you also would like to see a Harry Potter TV show, then tell me down in the comments along with your reasons for wanting it. And if you don't want one, then I guess I'll try to understand your opinion. But no fucking promises. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. Join my Discord if you want to, the link is in the comments. Anyways, stay safe and peace out.